again, everyone. Mark Hackle, Macomb County Executive, Deputy Executive John Paul Rea. Just giving you a quick update, some things to cover, some of the stuff with the Department of Roads and even Mount Clemens Santa Parade. So we'll kind of throw that in there as well. But you know, we know that the Department of Roads is very busy these days. There's a lot of work that's going on. We're very thankful. The public has been very patient. And again, you know, I think that's the price we pay for progress is patience. And sometimes people get a little impatient as they're traveling the roads. You know, we have a few projects that have already been through the completion process, some roundabouts, a few roadways, even a bridge here and there in the county. And we're very fortunate that we're able to get some of this work done. We know there are many other road projects ahead of us. We know there's funding that is going to be coming from the federal government. We just got word, you know, a multi-trillion-dollar package that just came finally that got approved, and a lot of that is going to be for funding of roads and bridge projects. So again, this year is coming to an end. We're probably going to be done with you know, the road construction projects here in Macomb County. They're wrapping it up. We know we're going to be kind of getting ourselves ramped up to deal with plowing and, you know, salting the roads and hopefully minimal amount of potholes. But boy, I tell you, this package coming out of the federal government supporting roads and bridges and other, I guess if you will, areas of interest for support, you know, within the county and even the state is going to be a big ticket item, and I think it's necessary for roads and bridges right now.
Mark, the need is there. It's something that we've illustrated not only through our asset management system, but as you've kind of highlighted and you've, you know, really been talking about, what does $1 trillion mean for Macomb County? I think that's the thing that Brian Santo, our team at the Department of Roads, is continuing to explore, not only with our local partners and how it's going to impact local projects and priorities, but more importantly too, how is it going to change the spending patterns for the state of Michigan? What is that going to mean from funds that are coming down through MDOT? How is that they're going to prioritize M-roads, bridges? How does that work into sewer and water infrastructure? And the continued conversation we've had with Candace Miller, our Public Works Commissioner. So there's a lot of progress in this arena. There's going to be money coming down the pipeline that's going to be able to better prepare us for more jobs coming in the future here. And as you said, as we phase out this construction year, we're really looking to get something as a banner year heading into 2022.
Yeah, and as JP mentioned, the $1 trillion, when it trickles down to, you know, the state government as well as local units of government in Macomb County, we really don't know what that number is just yet. So we don't know exactly how much of this money that's coming out of the federal government is going to be here for roads and projects here in Macomb County, broadband projects, as well as making sure we're ready for the electrification of cars, putting in, you know, at various locations the ability for people to go ahead and plug into their cars. There's a big movement on that. So again, we're trying to kind of vet through the actual information, the dollar amount. We still don't know exactly how much that means, but we're trying to prepare with our local partners. We've been reaching out to the various cities and townships and villages in Macomb, letting them know that there is going to be a substantial amount of money coming to Macomb County. We understand the projects that we see the need for, but we also are trying to appeal to them to give us an idea of what might be of interest to them, and making sure they understand that there will be a requirement for the match. I mean, it's not just we take that money and dump it into a particular community. There has to be a local match. That is kind of the statute that's been put forth, the 1951 Act, if you will, Act 51. That created a situation where there is some participation from communities. So again, we know there's going to be a lot of projects, a lot of opportunity. The question becomes, we can't get them all at once. This may be a 3-year process as we start to see it, but we're going to be putting out a roadmap as to what we think is going to be the priorities throughout the county. In fact, you can go to macombgov.org and click on the icon that deals with roads to find out, you know, what our road projects are for not only this year that we're trying to get completion on, but even into the next couple of years as well, what we plan on spending that money on that has already been determined. Some of that has been the SEMCOG involvement as well as local units of government.
Mark, not only working with our local partners, as you said, to prioritize those local projects, but the regional scope that we have and the influence and ability we have to bring additional dollars in. So whether it's working with SEMCOG, whether it's working with the Michigan Department of Transportation, all of our infrastructure partners are aware of the massive strides that we've taken with our asset management system, prioritizing those road projects, doing the preventative maintenance, and as you said, as we head into the winter months, ensuring that our maintenance program is responsive and ready to whatever challenge arises. Because when that first snow falls, we know that individuals are going to be focused on our response.
Yeah, and again, we try to get ahead of it. Anytime we hear about weather forecast, we monitor it even with our contact center, you know, what's happening with the weather. Once they know there's snow falls is coming, we have our road crews out there. They don't go out reactive. I mean, that may have been years ago, but for the past decade, what we've been doing is making sure our road crews are out there monitoring, you know, the roadway situation. And if they need to put down some salt, some brine, if they need to put those plows on the ground, they're going to be able to do that, but they're going to get ahead of it. So we're fortunate, got a great team over at Department of Roads to try to figure out how do we manage even through this winter storm storms that we may get upon us. Hopefully there are none, but we know how Michigan weather is. We know there's going to be some coming our way. So we're pretty fortunate there. With that, we got a few other things that are happening in Macomb County. We just made an announcement with our planning department trying to help local business. It's an opportunity for people to go ahead and shop local and take a picture of themselves there and not only win some cash themselves, but also win some prizes or a cash grant for the actual establishment. So it's a great one to reconnect with what's going on in Macomb County.
Mark, Shop Local Macomb has definitely built credibility over the years that we've done it. A great opportunity to showcase the tremendous small business communities that we have, whether it's in our traditional downtowns or along some of our major commercial corridors. Again, macombgov.org is going to have all the information out there with regards to the contests out there to not only benefit you as the shopper, but also the great businesses that we have throughout the community.
And speaking of great businesses, I got to tell you, kudos to one of the local businesses here in Mount Clemens. It's interesting. Pop's Sweets and Treats. Again, this guy, Mark Karpinski, him as well as one of his friends, Tom Barnes, came together because there was a bit of a concern in Mount Clemens on the parade. It's a wonderful, small parade, but I got to tell you, they get a great turnout for it. One I love to be a participant in. I've been part of that for years. But there were concerns about volunteers, so they weren't planning on having it. They actually decided they were going to cancel it. These two gentlemen, Tom and Mike, got together and said, you know what, we need to reach out on social media, see if we can't get volunteers and kind of bring this back to a reality. Let's make this happen. And I got to tell you, boy, did they get a response from that, so much so that apparently the parade is back on. Mm-hmm. And so we're pretty excited about that. But again, credit to these two individuals for, I guess if you will, saving the parade in Mount Clemens. And I think a lot of the local community leaders are very excited and thankful for their effort as well. And it really shows you what social media can do. When you ask people for help, they sure came together. And again, if you want to sign up to participate, you can actually go to Mount Clemens SantaParade.com, MountClemensSantaParade.com, and actually sign up to help out if you want to be a volunteer, a sponsor, or even if you're interested in being in the parade. So again, credit to these two individuals, a local business guy and his buddy coming together and say, hey, we need to make this happen. I mean, it was kind of sad that they were not going to be able to do it, but boy, what a great opportunity for these two to really highlight themselves in a community that they really love.
Mark, you bring up the whole notion of the power of social media, but I think it's the power of the business community here. It's one of those things where the Santa Parade has been a massive legacy here for the city of Mount Clemens. And on a Friday to get the news that it wasn't going to be a go and have the weekend where everyone was kind of stewing, trying to figure out what was the next step, having these individuals step up, I think, is a testament to the impact that this has on the community and definitely gets individuals ready for the holiday season.
Yeah, it's just before Thanksgiving. And again, it's a Saturday before Thanksgiving. It'll be November 20th, and it's at 10 o'clock, downtown Mount Clemens, just over our shoulders here. It's going to be on Main Street. And again, if you want to participate, please go to MountClemensSantaParade.com. And or if you just want to be a spectator and kind of watch what's going on, please show up on November 20th at 10 a.m. Again, they're having the Santa Parade here in Mount Clemens, thanks to these two gentlemen, once again, Tom Barnes and Mike Karpinski. So with that, I think it's appropriate we end on that very positive note there and continue to remind people to keep you and your family safe.